All right, I am back with a little barre tutorial. I would love to talk about turnout. What is it? How do we do it? And why is it important in our barre classes? So, number one is you'll see a lot of turnout. You know, this like Charlie Chaplin thing that we do in the barre class. And what's happening really is it is a position that is not just coming from the feet. A lot of people, when we're starting with barre or a ballet, they think that it's coming from the feet. It is not. It is coming from the hip joint. So the hip joint right up here at the very top of it, the femur, this bone, thigh bone, in the hip socket can move. That's that inward outward thing. The feet are just pointing in the direction that those bones are pointing. So I'd like you to just stand up tall for me. Maybe your long body, lightly engaged belly, just so we don't tilt back in the hips for this next exercise. Stand nice and tall. Rock just a little bit onto your heels. And then try to rotate your thighs open. Thighs. Your feet are just following to wherever your thighs are opening. And how do we know? Well, when you bend your knees should be over the center of your feet. Let me turn to the side so you can see what I mean. If you feel, if your feet are turned out and you're bending your knees and the knees are going inward and you see how those little toes are now off of the floor, that means that we're not in a good turned out position. That's something is going awry, because we want all of your toes to be on the ground, the arches of your feet to be lightly lifted, and the knees to be over the center of the feet. So if you're looking at it this way, see how that's a small diamond shape? We want a big diamond shape. And that's going to be happening with this deep muscle group deep in the hips. Now, what happens when we are doing a turnout position, second position? You'll see a lot of this in our barre classes. I'm going to do it this way. The legs are wide, right? The toes are looking out to the side because the thighs are open. The center of the knee is again over the feet. If you feel or see that your knees are going front, and again, those little toes are off of the floor, something is going wrong here. That means that we have turned the feet out too much, and that the thigh cannot no longer go over the center of the feet. Sometimes what happens is your feet are so turned out, but the knees are still pointing in a different direction, right? That's not so good for our knees over a long period of time. You might feel it right away, like, hey, this is uncomfortable. That means maybe we need to check out where that turnout is. Some of us in our turnout, it's going to just be a little V position. It doesn't need to be 180 degrees there. There's no rule. It really just depends on how your hip bones are. Once you find that turnout that is right for your body, everything gets more effective in your ballet or your barre class. So try to look for that. Let me know in the comments, was that helpful? Do you want some more tutorials from me? I'd love to be able to do that. Let me know. Have a wonderful day.